Hi, I'm Nancy McCacken, and welcome to Living Karma Yoga. This is a program about all that the yoga community has, or the yoga world really has to offer, from posture, which is what you get in almost any yoga studio. Working in the Hatha classroom, we're working with posture, and we're working with opening up the body and strengthening and stretching and working the joints. But there's a lot more to the Hatha yoga canon. There are mantras, which are sound currents, which channel sound currents which actually open us up, is what mantra. Om is a mantra. There are other mantras too. Mudras, which channel energy in very specific ways, depending on how we position our fingers in relation to the thumb, in relation to one another, in relation to the body. We have Ayurveda, which is living the yoga through diet and nutrition and lifestyle. Travel is part of the yoga community. There's so much involved with yoga, and this program is dedicated to bringing you everything that we can to help you take your yoga off the mat, which is really where it belongs. It's wonderful if you can do a tree posture or stand on your head, but the real yoga comes into play when we get off the mat and when we get onto Telegraph Road and we're driving our car. That's where yoga comes, or when we're going to holiday parties. That's where the yoga comes in. So welcome, we're glad you're here. My guest today is Lynn Medow. Lynn is an experienced registered yoga teacher with 500 hours experience, actually more than 500 hours of training. She's a certified IAYT, which means she's a member of the International Association of Yoga Therapists. She's a former dancer, a puppeteer, and camp director who spent 22 years in the nonprofit world. Her yoga journey has been eclectic, drawing from many traditions and disciplines. She credits Doug Keller of Do Yoga as the greatest influence in forming her yoga instruction and therapy. She's Karma's most accomplished yoga therapist and the go-to person for questions about alignment, injuries, and the healing of physical injuries. Lynn's also the owner of Yoga by Design and the founder of Yoga by Design Foundation, which funds yoga and meditation classes for underserved populations in Michigan. She's the producer of the DVD, Yoga for Graceful Aging, and she also appears in a book that I wrote, Yoga at the Wall. Lynn loves to garden and bask in the beauty of nature, and I'm going to ask her a few questions. She's presenting a session about adaptive yoga, and we're focusing on yoga in the chairs today. So Lynn, I know you're passionate about helping people feel better in their bodies. What drives this enthusiasm?
Well, yoga gives every individual an overall sense of well-being. Mm-hmm. It affects not only you physically, but your nervous system. Mm-hmm. And the breath, an even breath, really keeps you calm. Mm-hmm. So I see it as a way to live life, as you said. Mm-hmm. I'm driving on Telegraph, and it's the terrible traffic. Right. And I start doing my breathing, and I calm myself down. I accept that this is what it is, and I have a non-reactive mind. Okay,
so it's that non-reactivity that I identify with yoga, actually. Yes. Okay, yes. And so there's a growing awareness of yoga postures that yoga postures need to be adapted for people with compromised range of motion and muscular injuries and difficulties. How does chair yoga fit into this field of adaptive yoga, and who might benefit from using a chair?
Well, a chair yoga can provide a practice for people with more limited mobility, and it also helps with stabilization and balance. It's rejuvenating for students experiencing low energy and fatigue. So maybe you don't want to get down on the floor. Right. You can still do yoga in a chair. It helps to your feeling of your body in space and proper alignment. And it helps provide support for the postures in a more relaxed manner because you have the chair to support you. Another thing is we can't always, or do we have space to get down on the floor?
Right.
Okay. So It might be that you want to do chair yoga in your office, on an airplane, or perhaps you've been ill and you want to get back to your regular yoga practice, but you're not ready, so you do so sitting in a chair. So there's many possibilities and implementation for doing yoga in a chair.
Okay. And the chair yoga that you'll see today is one form of adaptive yoga. Just remember that, adaptive yoga. Okay? And without further ado, Lynn is going to lead us, me and Richard Cherkasky, in a chair yoga sequence. And we'd like you at home to follow along with us, too.
Welcome to chair yoga. Coming to the front of your chair so that you can sit up on your sit bones. Lengthen your spine, draw your shoulders up and back. Feel free now to put your hands on your thighs. Your eyes can be open or closed. Take a big inhale through your nose and exhale out of your mouth. Come to a natural breath and just observe. Observe your breathing. Feel your body in space. Feel the texture and temperature of the air against your bare skin and your covered skin. Feel your feet firmly planted onto the floor. Your sit bones supported in the chair. And as you rise up, a little gentle now, drawing the shoulders a little bit up and back, and feel like your head is a helium balloon just floating above your body. Begin to engage an even breath, in and out through your nose. As time goes on, slowing the breath down, and knowing that if you ever lose the flow of your breath, the evenness of your breath, just take a break, sit again, find that even breath, and then come back and join us. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. Beginning the marriage of breath and movement. Take an inhale and float your arms down by your sides. And exhale. Circling your arms up. Inhale, float your arms up overhead. And exhale, bring your palms together in front of your heart. 2 more times. Floating your arms down. Inhale, circle your arms up. And exhale, bring your palms together. Inhale, circle your arms up. Leave the arms extended up with your palms facing each other but not touching, allowing your arm bones to rest down into your shoulder sockets. And then take an inhale, extending from your right waist. Just extend up, and then your left waist. Extend. Feeling the stretch on both sides of your body. Enjoying your breath, that full deep breath. And then exhale, bring your palms together in front of your heart. Float your hands down onto your thighs. A seated cat and cow, a stable posture in yoga. Take an inhale, lengthen your spine. And then exhale, round your back through your low back and your mid back, your upper back, and let your head cascade down. Inhale, lengthen your spine, drawing your shoulders a bit up and back, feeling the helium balloon of your head rising up, and exhale, rounding down. Doing this 3 or 4 more times at the measure of your breath. Feeling the articulation of the vertebra of the spine. Going slowly so that you feel where you might be stuck. One more time. And with your hands on your thighs, take an inhale and lengthen your spine. And exhale, find your strap, which we happen to have, Nancy and Richard, on the backs of our chairs. And extend your arms up towards the sky. Your arms are straight. Your arm bones are coming down into your shoulder sockets. Take an inhale, lengthen your spine, and take small side bends right and left. Using your breath, going a little bit deeper each time. And just enjoying the breath and the movement and the breath. Your eyes can be open or closed, whatever you're comfortable with. The eyes are open, you have a soft gaze. Come to the deepest side bend to the right. And hold here, but don't hold your breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, float up to center. And exhale to the left. Inhale, come back to center, and exhale, gently bring your straps back down and place them to the side or back behind you. Floating your hands once again to your thighs for some cat and cow. Kind of clears the slate before we move on to the next posture. This is something you can do on your own at any time. Good. And then inhale, lengthen your spine. So for leg lifts, the option is you can put your hands behind your thigh, or you can do it without holding on. So inhale, lift your right leg up, keeping the knee bent. Sorry, I didn't exactly say that. And exhale, place your right foot down. You're going to go up and down a few times. This is for core strengthening. You're keeping your right knee bent as you're just lifting the foot up and down. And if you start holding on, perhaps you are then going to release and just see what it would feel like not to hold on. So just straight up and down. Yeah, good. And then take an inhale and hold your leg up with your knee bent and point and flex your foot. And roll your foot and your ankle in one direction and then the other. This brings synovial fluid, like the grease, into your ankle joint. And then exhale, float your right foot down to the earth. Take a clearing inhale and exhale. Moving on to the left, take an inhale, either holding on or not. Keeping the knee bent. And exhale, bring your foot down. Going straight up and down. Good. With your breath, the inhale lifts, the exhale release. Feel the engagement in the low belly, and only lift your leg as far up as is comfortable for you without having to lean back or feel any pinching. And then the next time you lift your foot, keep it lifted, point and flex, point and flex, and roll your foot and your ankle in one direction and then the other. Good. Exhale, place your left foot down on the floor, 3 clearing cat and cows. It can be whole spine or just upper spine, as Nancy is doing. And Richard is doing more of the whole spine and really rounding forward. It's what your body is calling for you to do. And then coming to a straight spine, take an inhale and extend your right leg forward in front of you with your heel on the floor. Now this can be done with a strap over your foot or not. And if you have the strap, you have the strap in your right hand and your left hand. You're lengthening your spine, you're drawing your shoulders gently up and back. And with as straight a leg as is possible for you, you're going to take an inhale, lift the right leg. And exhale, float the right foot down. You're going to do this a few more times, measure of your breath, attempting to keep the spine straight and not leaning back. But if you do a little bit, that's fine. And then on your inhale, keep your lift. And yes, you can hold on now with your hands or continue using the strap. You're reaching through your heel and the ball of your foot. That's the fleshy part just below your toes. Then take an inhale and slightly bring your leg out diagonally to the right, only as far again as is comfortable for you, perhaps getting a little bit more stretch on the inner right leg. Beautiful focus, beautiful breath. Inhale, draw your leg back forward, and exhale, bend your right knee, bring your foot back. Bring your both feet flat on the floor, your knees and toes pointing straight forward. Take a big inhale through your nose and exhale out of your mouth. Good. And let's switch to the other side. So sliding your left leg forward, heel on the floor, either using a strap or not. Pressing through your heel and then the ball of the foot, especially through the big toe, and inhale, lift, and exhale, release. Now you may notice that both Nancy and Richard are doing this at a different pace, which is very appropriate because it is the measure of their breath, and your pace might be different than theirs. The next time you lift your left leg, hold it. When you're using the strap, it does help you in terms of sitting up straight, taking your shoulders back. And then take an inhale and float your leg out to the left as far as is comfortable with you. Inhale, draw your leg back forward and bend your left knee. Place your foot back down on the floor, and if you're using a strap, just place it to the side. Place your hands on your thighs, cat and cow. Now coming to a vertical spine. Okay. Walk your feet over to the right, okay, and turn to face your side wall. Your feet are flat on the ground with your toes pointing straight forward. Okay. Bring your hands to the tops of your legs, just at this crease. Okay. Taking an inhale, exhale, a slight bow forward from that crease at the tops of your legs. So it's with a straight spine. Inhale, float up. And exhale, bow forward. Okay, just breath and movement. Good. Then coming back to vertical, take an inhale and float your arms up overhead, palms facing each other, not touching. And exhale, folding from the tops of your legs, bringing your arms forward. And then inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, bring your palms together in front of your heart. Inhale, float your arms back up overhead. And exhale, bring your left hand down to your right thigh and your right hand to the back of your chair, or even to the other side of your chair, whatever works for your body. Take an inhale and lengthen your spine. And then exhale, keeping the sit bones fully on your chair. Just turn from your belly and your chest towards the right. If it's comfortable and you can shift your head back and turn your head to the right a bit, feel free, but there should be no stress in the neck. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, a little bit more of a turn. Take an inhale and face your side wall. Once again, float your arms up overhead. And exhale, bring your palms down. Bring your right hand to the chair back and your left hand to your left thigh. Take an inhale, lift your left heel and start to slide your leg back behind you for a warrior pose. Your hand is still on your left thigh. Take an inhale and float your left arm up overhead. Here, your back leg can be either straight or bent, whatever feels comfortable for you in your body today. Okay. Take another inhale. And exhale, draw your left foot forward. Bring your left hand down and walk forward. Walking your feet, so you're going straight back forward again. Yes. It's called the yoga buzz sometimes. And then take an inhale and walk your feet over to the left. I can move that out of the way for you. Good. Okay, take an inhale, float your arms up overhead. And exhale, place your right hand on your left thigh and your left hand to your chair back or even the outside of your chair. Take another inhale, lengthening your spine, drawing your shoulders back, and exhale, keeping your sit bones firmly planted, turning your belly and your chest a bit to the left. Take another inhale, lengthen the spine, making sure the head is lifted. Feel free to turn a little bit more and then turn your head to gaze in some direction towards your left shoulder. Good. Inhale. Turn to face your side wall again. Float your arms up overhead. And exhale, place your left hand on the back of your chair and your right hand on your right thigh. Taking an inhale, lift your right heel. And exhale, slide your right leg back behind you. Toes curled under, pressing into the floor, and take an inhale and float your right arm up overhead. Exhale, float your right arm down, draw your right knee up, and heel toe your feet to face forward once again. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. A slight bow of your head in gratitude for this gift you have given yourself today. From my heart to yours. Namaste.
Thank you all at home. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Richard, for being here. And thank you at home for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I know I did. And I learned a few things, which I always do when Lynn teaches. So come to the studio. It's Maple at Lasser, karma-yoga.net. You can find us online at that URL. You can look Lynn Medow up online, and you can, it's, what is your
yogabydesign.us.
yogabydesign.us, okay. And,
or yogabydesignfoundation.org.
Okay, or yogabydesignfoundation.org. And if you like this chair sequence, she has a DVD that you can get on her, she has other chair yoga sequences. In any case, we hope to see you at Karma Yoga, and thank you for joining us, and stay.